Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Weekends have started to be very boring again, unfortunately. We now see a small red candle. It's that time again when we start to get excited about even the smallest candles. So yeah, we move now a little lower here, as you can see. I want to focus in this video only on the 1 hour chart. In the last video, I shared with you also the daily chart, so feel free to check out my previous video from today if you're new on the channel, if you're interested in the daily chart, but we'll probably do that tomorrow again. But in this video, I just want to give you a quick update just before our member live stream today, in which we actually talk about off-ramping. Yeah, how can you cash out from crypto exchanges, which has become quite difficult in some countries, to be honest. So yeah, just a quick update. Idea is still that in this current wave 4 correction, the A wave likely formed a low. It's a 5-wave move to the downside. Therefore, I'm watching for a 3-wave rally potentially to unfold. I'm only going to watch for that 3-wave rally as long as the price holds above $40,700. If we get a sustained break below that level, this is our micro support area, then it would get too deep for a reliable B wave. And yeah, I mean, I have to label that as an ABC structure to the upside, right? Because it's part of a B wave, and so it's corrective. So we're not necessarily looking for impulses, which makes it difficult. One of the reasons why B waves are some of the most difficult waves to let's say predict, but also to trade. You know, because corrective structures always morph, they always change. But still, we can add some potential targets, or at least some projections for that B wave onto the chart. And as I mentioned in the last videos, ideally that B wave reaches minimally $44,470. And yeah, I shared with you that micro support area here that hasn't even been touched. So yeah, it would be great. Maybe the price can dip into it in what would be, and I'm going to take that off the chart again. It's just an idea. Obviously, if we assume maybe this was an initial move up like an A wave, it's absolutely not reliable, right? But let's assume this was first move into the B wave trend direction. Then it could be that this here was a smaller A, another B, and we now come down in basically wave C of B. But yeah, let's see. I mean, as long as the pullback now remains corrective in nature and forms a higher low and ideally above $40,700, the assumption would be that we are now in this, let's say, B wave rally and would travel towards that, what did I say, 44,470 level. There isn't a clear target for a B wave, but what we can do is determine what would be a healthy B wave. Please be aware that should the price find some support in this region, resistance can also be found most likely at 43,460 along the way. It's the 38.2 retracement level and the previous wave 4 high. Please note that probably around this time now, maybe a little bit later, the end of the week volatility is starting. So we might start to see some volatility come in. That oftentimes happens towards the end of the weekly candle. There are obviously still quite a few hours left to the end of the weekly candle. But it's normally that time now where things slowly get started, also as the stock market, you know, S&P 500 futures, other futures start trading, you know, as the new week opens, basically. We typically see a little bit more volatility. That's probably also why we now see a few red candles here to possibly finally complete this B wave pullback that's been with us throughout the weekend. Okay, so next micro support levels are to be found at 41,438, 41,220, 41,000 and 40,700. Below that level, I have to assume that this move down never finished. This, however, would raise questions because if wave 5 really is still unfolding, I mean, it would become very long then. Ideally, the A wave is finished. Okay, we might get another extension lower. And I mean, in terms of targets then, I think it's already done what it needs to do. I mean, if that 5th wave gets another extension, let's just bring onto the chart the fibs. 39,350 would be the next level to watch. Okay, that's the 61.8 extension level. Of waves 1 through 3. So that's one of the common targets for a 5th wave. Below that level, we really only have 38K, 37,900. If it arrives there, then this entire move, which now appears to be a 5-wave move, starts to look more like a 3-wave move, A, B, and then a C wave down. Okay, where the C wave would then look more like a 5-wave move itself. We have an A, B, C then, and what now could be a 5-wave move, due to the proportions, would then look more like 3. Which might indicate that maybe that wave 4 there is going to finish a little earlier. But for now, you know, that's not going to be anything that I'm watching for until micro support breaks. So we'll know more later. I think the parameters are clear also for the next trading week. So I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.